very good morning and welcome to everyone. Thank you for setting aside time from your very busy schedules to join us here at the Asia in 2050 conference. And very good afternoon and evening to those joining us online from other parts of the world. My name is Mike Lee, Senior Economist from the IMF. I'll be your MC today. Joining me is the conference secretariat team, led by the Deputy Director of the IMF Asia and Pacific Department, Thomas Helbling. I would also like to thank the event co-organizers on the ground, colleagues from the Bank of Thailand, and from the IMF Capacity Development Office in Thailand. With that, let us begin the first session on our agenda, the opening remarks by Governor Vitai Ratnakor of the Bank of Thailand. This will be followed by remarks from the IMF Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva. Without further ado, please welcome Governor Vitai to the stage.
Your Excellencies, Managing Director of the International Monetary Funds, Kristalina Georgieva, esteemed Minister, Governor, and honored guest. Good morning. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the Asia 2050 conference, jointly organized by Bank of Thailand and the IMF. With the generous support from the government of Korea, we are honored to have Finance Minister, Central Bank Governor, and experts from all over the world here today. Your presence shows how important this dialogue is for the future of our region. This conference also marks a key milestone on the road to Thailand, which is a series of engagement leading us towards the 2026 IMF and World Bank Group Annual Meetings in October, which Thailand is proud to host for the second time in 35 years. For decades, the Asia-Pacific region has been the primary engine of global growth. In 2025, our region contributes around 60% of that growth. The achievements were enabled by the momentum of the globalization as deeper integrations into global trade and finance tremendously transform economies across the regions. Although globalization has lifted millions out of poverty, we now face a challenging transition. The world is becoming more fragmented and unpredictable. Our populations are aging, and technological shifts are likely to be disruptive. Consequently, the gains from openness are harder to sustain. The most recent conflicts and the intensified geopolitical tensions highlight how unpredictable global events have become and how deeply interconnected the world is. It is clear that retreating inward is not the solution. No country can pursue long-term prosperity in isolation. The question is not if Asia can continue to lead global growth, but how we can do so collectively and sustainably. Building on the deeper outward engagement, this conference is a platform to explore how renewed integrations and greater resilience can sustain growth and stability for both our region and the world. To navigate these complexities, we need evidence-based policies. The IMF is a vital strategic partner in this respect. Its wide-reaching sovereign framework helps us craft effective policy responses and guide our structural transformations. We look forward to IMF's continued role as a trusted advisor, helping Asia turn insight into practical policy actions. Thailand's journeys reflects many of these regional trends. To raise productivity, we have focused heavily on strengthening key foundations. An area closely related to the Bank of Thailand mandate is digital finance. Building on our successful retail payment systems, our goal is to achieve safe and inclusive digital finance by ensuring that digital financial services are secure, accessible, and inclusive. We can lay down a foundation of households and business to prosper. The issues on safe and inclusive digital finance will be a central pillar when Thailand welcomed the 191 member countries of the IMF and World Bank to join the conference in October this year. The insights and partnerships built at this conference will lay the groundwork for those meetings as we work together to foster a more resilient global economy. I look forward to our discussion today and welcoming you all back to Bangkok again in this coming October. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Governor Vitai, for your insightful remarks. Now, please join me in welcoming IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva to the stage.
A very good morning to all. Governor Vitai, thank you for co-hosting this conference with the IMF. It is in the run-up of our annual meetings that, as you said, would welcome 191 members of the IMF here in October. Having seen the location and having experienced the incredible hospitality of the Thai people, I am very excited that we will be here in October again. At the outset of our conference, I also want to join you in thanking the government of Korea for your support for this conference, making it possible for us to have this dress rehearsal of the meetings and to engage with each other here in Bangkok. Let me move my comments at the conference to what is the context within which we assemble. We gather at a time of global transformations in technology, in demography, in trade, in geopolitics. It is a time of repetitive shocks and higher uncertainty. And as the governor noted, this week, the global economic resilience is tested yet again by the new conflict in the Middle East. As in all conflicts, I mourn for the suffering and loss of life. And I want to stress that at the IMF, we recognize our responsibility as a guardian of international economic and financial stability to closely monitor events and assess their impact on the economies of our members. We will incorporate these reflections in the World Economic Outlook that will be published at the time of our spring meetings in April. This conflict, if proven to be more prolonged, has obvious potential to affect global energy prices, market sentiments, growth and inflation, and it would place new demands on the shoulders of policymakers everywhere. For most of Asia, what is at stake is energy security. And through that confidence, we have seen stock markets jumping on the roller coaster over the last couple of days. So the sooner we see end of calamity, the better for the whole world. But today, let me discuss not this latest shock, but recognize one thing that it indicates. We are in a world of more frequent, more unexpected shocks, and we have been warning our membership for quite some time that uncertainty is now the new normal. We have not entered some neat global transition from state A to state B. We are potentially in a prolonged period of flux. In this new world, policymakers and private sector players alike need to have not only robust strategies and financial strength, but importantly, agility. New shocks in different shapes and sizes will keep coming. Most of the time, we cannot predict what exactly they would be. But all of the time, we can strive to be ready for them. For Asia, it means building on past successes, asking the right questions, preparing the answers, and then acting on them. No point lamenting on what is happening outside of your remit. Focus on what is in your hands, of what you can do to get your own country, your own economy in the best of shapes for this world we have entered. Let me start with something that I really enjoy talking about, Governor and guests, and it is the incredible story of the last quarter of century here in Asia. Few will dispute that this has been Asia's golden hour. When we look at what has happened since 2000, when the region was wrestling with the impact of a financial crisis, it is so incredibly impressive. New systems of financial sector oversights, strong reserves, and above all, rebuilding trust. The result? Progress on a vast scale. Financial stability, low inflation, foreign direct investments, technology upgrades, and trade. Record-breaking private sector-led growth. Jobs and poverty reduction that, especially when we look at China and India, is so incredibly impressive. Just pause a second on what this graph tells us about success in Asia. Today, as we heard from the governor, Asia generates 2/3 of global growth and accounts for almost 40% of world trade. Here are two more graphs of this story of success. No longer it is possible to talk about the future of the global economy without talking about Asia. Looking back 25 years, Asia has every reason to be proud. And looking forward, 25 years from now to the year 2050, as this conference will do, we can agree that by and large, Asia has created excellent initial conditions for continued success. So let me now turn to the future, sharing some thoughts on the transformative challenges as they pertain to Asia and how best to address them. I want to zoom on 3 challenges. 1, lifting productivity and competitiveness by harnessing AI. 2, managing labor market pressures. And 3, building resilience and preserving trade as an engine for growth through regional integration. So first challenge, productivity and competitiveness. Across the globe, AI is creating great opportunity. In Asia, we estimate AI could boost annual GDP growth by up to 0.8 percentage point, almost 1%, depending on the productivity impact and how it interacts with labor in the production process. So very different trajectory of growth, depending on how successful Asia is to capture the benefits of AI. That I see as something that has been embraced across the region. What we recognize is that harnessing the benefits calls for large-scale public and private investment to deliver the technology and equally to ensure economies are prepared to receive it. Digital infrastructure, internet connectivity, skills enhancement, and much, much more. This in turn requires good policies to educate and train, to remove self-inflicted injuries, regulatory barriers that are on the wave of AI diffusing through the economy, to let firms have a fresh start if this is appropriate, to deepen stock and bond markets in support of private risk-taking, and to put appropriate AI guardrails in place. We want AI for good, not AI for evil. Asia is making an excellent start. Singapore is at the top of our index of AI preparedness. China and Korea lead the way in AI adoption and model design. India is paving the way to democratizing AI, not just for India, but broadly for the developing world. Japan is a seasoned user of AI in robotics. Indonesia, Korea, Malaysia, Thailand have new out-of-court debt restructuring mechanisms to help struggling firms get on their feet and then move on. So my advice is very simple, keep it up. Second challenge, people. New IMF research shows that not everyone will benefit from AI. Demand for high and low-skilled jobs will increase, but many positions in the middle could take a beating. We are particularly concerned for the impact on entry-level jobs. Those often include routine, easy-to-automate tasks, and what it would mean for young people. I'm sure you have already heard many graduates from universities worried. Is there a space in the labor market for them? So what do we do? It is paramount that we focus on adaptable workforce. And I want to again flag Singapore's efforts in this regard. They are at the heart of AI preparedness. Learning used to be something defined. You get it, you know it, you hold on it. Now we have to learn to continuously learn and be agile in finding a place in this new labor market. Demographics will compound the challenge, which Asia is set to age faster than any other region, as we see here. By 2050, the number of Asians aged 65 or more will have doubled. Well, on one level, this is great news. People live longer. Yet, that also means a different structure of the labor force. We see different situations. In Japan, aging is well advanced. China, Korea, some others are younger on average, but aging rapidly. In contrast, India, Bangladesh, some of the ASEAN countries, they will still have rising young population. So policy responses have to be different in different places. Some must focus on labor force participation, others on job creation. The forces of technology and aging will come together to put more people in service sector jobs, ranging from AI-enhanced professions to old age care. Simultaneously, more tasks could be performed virtually. And one question that arises from that is, what does it all mean for urbanization? In the last 25 years, Asia has seen vast migration to its cities, delivering positive agglomeration effects. Will these effects continue, or will Asia in 2050 see a more dispersed workforce? Third challenge, trade. The role of exports and imports as a growth agent for Asia dates back to the 60s. Yes, it is true that in this multipolar world, trade is now being hit by one policy shock after another. And yes, it is therefore also true that openness can be a vulnerability. Please look here at the export to GDP ratios of a selection of Asian countries. But we also know from thousands of years of experience that trade is like water. You put an obstacle, it goes around it. So reconfiguration of trade that has already started will continue. And I see there an example of an area where Asia can take steps on its own to address this problem. How? By pressing forward with regional integration. IMF analysis suggests a push for closer trade links focused on lowering non-tariff barriers could, on average, raise GDP by 1.8% in the long run. This is a major, major benefit not to be missed by Asia. Now, I would be the first to recognize from the position I have that there are long-standing national rivalries, and they mean integration is not easy. But also, as a European, I want to remind us that Europe, a continent once marred by war, has done it, building a union that supports domestic demand and delivers strength on the global stage. So I pray for Asia to have this vision of integration for the benefit of economic strength, aspiring to go beyond trade agreements to building an internal market across many countries. It is possible. I also recognize that the shift to digital services could help advance this agenda. Asia leads the world in mobile broadband subscriptions, giving it a natural advancement in digital payments, and the governor already announced that during the annual meetings, this is going to be a major substantive focus of our work. Already ASEAN has created one of the world's most innovative and interconnected cross-border mobile payments, and successes like this are worth building on. Circling back to where I began, We at the IMF plan to spotlight Asia's leading role in digital payments, to make it so that it is a signal to hundreds of millions of people that no one would be left out of the digital economy. Let me close my intervention, wrap them up in the following way. Asia has countries today that worry, are we going to fall in the middle income trap? Asia has countries today that are saying, we want to converge, and the convergence agents seem to be slowing down. Asia, of course, has advanced economies. In 2050, what I expect to see is many more Asian countries overcoming this risk of the middle income trap, many more being in the family of advanced economies, and prosperity being so impressive that people in Asia have faith in their good future. So let's dream big, and for you, the policy makers in this room, let's act firmly. Thank you.
Thank you, Managing Director. Now the event team will prepare the stage for the official group photo. Thank you. Let me now please invite the IMF Managing Director and esteemed finance ministers and governors to please join us on stage for the official group photo.